Hi guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and today guys I want to show you a wonderful Instagram channel. That's right, an Instagram channel who's also a great fan of ArchieLuxury. Father.time.luxury.watches. Father.time.luxury.watches. This guy here combines photography with beautiful watches. Have a look here. Look at this. Very, very nice display of watches, and just in a great look at this. His food with watches, his coffee with watches, just great, great photos, great watches, and a great lifestyle. Look at this beautiful cigar. And you can click on any of these pictures here inside Instagram and see the lifestyle. Look at this. What a wonderful way to enjoy a cigar. So there you go, guys. Check out father.time.luxury.watches. Father Time Luxury Watches. Check it out, guys. You will love it. Hi, guys. It's your partner, Archie Luxury, on the Poor Pluta channel. Today, guys, I am doing paid review. 22 QC3. Quick wristwatch check. Rolex Skydweller. Okay, let's jump straight into this review. And it's been a little while since I did a review there. There's still, I've got a few coming, so don't be scared. Okay, this here is for John from London. And he says, what he says is, "Hi Paul, thank you very much for agreeing to the review. I've been watching your channel since 2014, penniless student back then, which I discovered your Why the IT Industry Sucks, which, as I'm sure you know, has been a cult sensation amongst people in that industry. Got even featured on Hacker News at some point, I believe. We'll have to check that out. We've been spending countless hours with colleagues watching and discussing that series. Your collection and views on watches has been, I think, the single greatest influence in shaping my taste over time. Ever since I got a proper watch as a wedding gift in 2014. I also believe that your collection around that time is unsurpassed in thoughtfulness and taste, and even compared to some really high-end ones you see in places like Hodinkee. I live in London, which is a great place for watch spotting. In the morning, if you take the central line that goes towards the city, the financial centre, you see an amazing collection of pieces on the wrists of people holding the train handrails, Nautiluses, Hulks, GMTs, Cartiers, etc. I'm surprised at how these people feel safe walking around town with a Nautilus. On the positive side, almost all C's have switched to Apple watches, usually with the very in-your-face coloured strap. Thus, the subs, speeders and Panerais don't get such a bad rep in our town these days. I was gutted to miss you when you were in London. I was busy and not following YouTube that period. Take this donation as an equivalent of me buying you a drink and a cigar. And now that you got my email, next time you're in town, ping me and we're gonna buy you some nice ramen, alours, and nice ramen, alours, and whiskey. Your video has been a huge source of fun and relaxation during much needed downtime. I am sure not just for me, so you deserve it. On the collection, I walk like you walk through it in not exactly chronological order. A Rolex Explorer 1 two-tone. Here we go. On that, you will find controversial. There has been so much hate around this piece on the internet. This is my main watch and a daily wearer. I really wanted a two-tone, originally considering a bluesy Submariner. I came to the conclusion that the sub is way too big and the gold makes it even flashier. I see it on people's wrists around London and it really draws way too much attention, which makes me uncomfortable. I find this Explorer a very fun, sturdy two-tone watch which at the same time somehow manages to stay under the radar. Curiously enough, the waiting line for this watch was tiny. I bought it within 6 weeks from ordering it at the Rolex AD on Bond Street, London. And my only other prior purchase from them was a Datejust from a couple years ago. See below. Nobody seems to want this watch, which turned out great for me. So he's got a Rolex Datejust 36mm. He says 2020. I bought it within 6 weeks. Oh, okay. Okay. Now he goes on. He goes on to say, I wore this a lot before I got the Explorer, although I refrained from calling it my lockdown watch. I believe it's the perfect daily wearer, and the date function is amazing and super useful to me specifically. Incidentally, this is the watch I've gotten the most compliments from the ladies. Many people consider the Datejust a serious watch, but I think it's very versatile and looks fantastic even with jeans and a t-shirt. I know you consider Datejust boring, and indeed the story on how I got it is the most quintessential Datejust story ever. I got it for myself as a present once I got to middle management and liquidated some of my equity bonus. There you go. Doesn't get more Datejust than this. I find the all silver dial and silver hands are a bit difficult to read. So I'm thinking at some point to ask the AD to change the dial to black. I don't know if I'd do that. No, I wouldn't do, because they're going to cost a lot of money to do that. And then you've got a Tudor Pelagos 2019. This is my holiday watch, the one I always wear in my summer travels to Greece. I am in love with the dial, which has the most amazing matte light blue. I also think it looks great on the matching blue rubber strap, contrasting the blue with the titanium grey. This is the watch I've gotten the most compliments from men from time. The only drawback I find on this watch, like all Tudors, is that it's a bit too thick. Of course, it has 500 meter water resistance, though I don't think anyone will ever need it. That's his Tudor. He's also got a Tudor Black Bay Heritage 2018. I bought this as my first steel sports watch on a bracelet. It's an incredibly versatile piece and looks lovely on any kind of occasion. It is way too thick for its size though. After I bought the Pelagos, I gifted this watch to my little brother. At this stage, I have to mention that there is a lot to be said about gifting timepieces to loved ones. I definitely had more pleasure giving the watch to him than when I bought it. My brother was absolutely stunned that I would hand such an expensive watch to him. He used to wear $200 to $300 fashion watches until then, and now it has become his one and only daily watch. Another thing to be said here about the proverbial one watch guy, which I definitely appreciate and sincerely wish I was. And then he mentions the Longines Master Collection. This is my first real watch gifted to me for my engagement by my mother-in-law. This is the watch that I've worn the most over the years and the one I have the fondest memories with. My wedding, my graduation, the birth of my first child. It is also a very good looking watch, which for some people, many people mistake for a Patek. In fact, once I found out at work that I was called the guy with the Patek. As much as I love this watch, I haven't worn it since 2018 when I got the Tudor Heritage and thus switched to more practical day-to-day watches. Others, he's got a System 51. I have a couple. I was fascinated with the movement, the breakdown very quickly, thus collecting dust in my drawer. He's got some Casios. Since I was a child, I love Casios, so I would buy one occasionally on impulse. When, say, in a mall, I tend to rarely wear them, so I'll probably give them out to kids or nephews. Honourable mention, vintage Omega from my father. This must be from the 70s. Gift to my father by my late auntie. He recently got this watch serviced in Greece to some guy who butchered it. I took it to Omega AD in London and they were so nice and accommodating on service. I haven't bought Omegas yet, but I was so impressed on how much they respected an old timepiece and were keen to see it restored. The service was top notch. Okie dokie. Okay, so before we go on to the question there, let's have a quick look at his collection. Let's give them the Pontiff's view there. So, firstly, we have got the two-tone Explorer 1. What do I think? I love it. I love the 36mm two-tone. I think it's actually a nice size. I love it. I think you're very lucky to have it. Then we've got, so that's your beautiful Explorer 1 two-tone. 36mm, date just 2020. I love it with the silver dial. I love it. You've got the smooth bezel, oyster bracelet. I think don't change it. I love that whole, I had a 16234, 36mm. It was a fluted white gold bezel and it also had the Jubilee bracelet, but it had a silver dial with stick. I really loved it so I wouldn't be changing. I like to keep the dials original. And it's going to cost a fortune and they're going to want the old parts back. Why bother? Then you go on to tell me about the Tudor Pelagos. Yes, I love the Pelagos. Great watch. Titanium. That blue is very special. Agreed. Then you mentioned the Tudor Black Bay Heritage. Yes. So you don't have that now, do you? You've given that to you gave that to your brother. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. The Longines, what a great story. Look, Longines not a brand that's super fantastic, but it's a entry-level luxury, mid-tier sort of brand. I certainly never got anything from my mother-in-laws over time. So now let's get on to what next watches. Patek Calatrava. This is something I of course saw first in your collection, and over time me and my friends still refer to it as the Archie watch. It's lovely, but I worry, as you have also mentioned on the channel, the service costs. The service costs actually aren't terrible. I definitely recommend a Calatrava. I think if you're having it as a special watch, I think the manual wind Calatrava is probably the best because you don't have to muck around with the date. So I would, I think 5196, just a beautiful manual wind Calatrava. That's probably where I would go. Next watch is some Omega. I was very impressed by the Omega service in London, so I'm thinking of getting either the Omega Railmaster 1957 or wait, if they ever make the Seamaster Professional a little bit smaller. 42 is way too, well, I don't think they're going to make it smaller. 42 is kind of the size. I like the Railmaster. Yes, I do. I like that watch. That's a great watch. Nothing wrong. Omega makes some good stuff. The golden Nautilus 5711, if I ever make it big in tech, this will be my ultimate FU piece. I will wear it even when I swim. Ooh, don't do that, just because I can. It's always good to dream. It's always good to have a super grail. Let me know what you think, Arch. Please refrain. Oh yeah, we didn't mention your name. So there you go. Nice collection. I would say myself, get a Calatrava 5196. Omega, great brand. I love the Omegas. Get it secondhand, of course. So there we go. That's the review today. Guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Put some comments below. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to get a paid review. paid reviews keep this channel active and alive, and I love making paid reviews. See you in the next one. $50 US. Look down below for details how to organize one, and I will see you in the next one. Hi guys, it's ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about DavidSW. DavidSW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at DavidSW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to DavidSW. I would highly recommend DavidSW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to DavidSW. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and today guys, I'm very proud to introduce a new sponsor of the ArchieLuxury and the Pluta channels. Who am I talking about? WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com. Check them out, guys. Jump online, check out WatchShopping.com. These guys here have been in business since 2017. Worldwide shipping and distribution. Over 10,000 wristwatches in inventory. Stock in hand, and 90 plus different brands, new and pre-owned. Now, the good thing about WatchShopping.com, trusted by over 4,000 reviews on Chrono24 and Trustpilot. Your one-stop shop to buy any watch your heart desires. Please, guys, check out WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com. I'm ArchieLuxury, and check out WatchShopping.com.